A couple years ago, I was sitting on the couch and speaking to my wife's grandmother, and she had just lost her husband. And I felt prompted to just have dialogue about their stories. And as she began to share memories with me, I felt another prompting to create a poem that would hopefully capture some memories. And I ended up being able to do that and sharing it with her before we left that trip. And now she's actually in a home, but the last time I spoke with her, she said she listens to the CD audio version of the poem to help her to hold on to some of the memories. And what I promised her was that if I ever got a chance to tell their story, that I would. So this is it, Beauty in the Memories. Another new morning. Fred lay in bed, bones weak but smile strong, because there she was again, his wife, Ruby, right by his side. His eyes wide open, hoping for an answer. His question, so Ruby, when are we going to tell the world about us? At his age, Fred couldn't remember everything, but remained captivated by her beauty, which triggered memories of when he met his wife. It was similar to finding a diamond. Her name was Ruby, and she was a reflection of the light of Christ. She shone brightly. And she liked that he was a military man that flew through World War II torn skies. And oftentimes in battle, it was Ruby that would stay on his mind. When he would land, it was her that he would write, and he would often read her letters under candlelight. Their first date was to church, and she was proud to be by his side. His memories boasted of his Ruby. He knew in her he had found a rare gem. Well, then you can imagine that things got better. He proposed to her through a letter, and later they set sail from Europe to the Canadian West Coast. Matter of fact, 2 years after they first went out, they recited vows to each other inside of their pastor's house. This was their genesis. And then there was kids and career and a thriving family. And you may ask me, what's so significant about this story? Well, it's his story, and his story's rich. 11 grandkids, 24 great ones, 65 years married, and now Fred was 93 years young next to eternity, and a bully named dementia began dominating his days. So he was often beside himself, and he would wake up and wonder why there are so many others in the same room beside himself. But if you dug deep inside his heart, I promise you would find inside a wealth of memories his brain was trying to forget, but because of his decline in health. But when he saw Ruby, he could recline and hide himself, because in her heart was where the love lived. And when he knew nothing else, he knew Ruby. Fred, he may have scratched his head about a lot of things for answers. He'd find himself searching, but when he looked into his wife's eyes, it was certain that love conquered all diagnosis. There wasn't a pill that he could have swallowed that would have given him peace like her presence. The nurses referred to them as lovebirds, and some heard that when Fred passed away, that she had this strange, beautiful peace. And she said to me, Chris, I know I didn't lose him, because I know where to find him, walking in the presence of the divine heavenly hosts. So daily she's learned to hold onto memories instead of grudges. And her advice to me was pray together, stay together, pray for your children and for your futures and what it would hold, because once you get old, you must learn to loosen your grip on life. And please, when it comes to these memories, cherish these, so your mind will eventually have the ability to trigger beautiful memories.